I'm Carlo Cicchetto. The San Diego Unified School District says it has had no reports of federal immigration agents on its campuses since President Trump took office, but they say they continue to keep their guard up to protect students and their families. CBS 8's Abby Black is live where the district just held an end-of-the-year update on its new Protecting Our Students campaign. And Abby, was this progress report in reaction to last week's dramatic ICE raid at Buena Forqueta?
Well, Carlo, I asked the district that, and they say that it's very timely, but it's just a coincidence. They had this progress report planned. Today, in its news conference, it released updated information about whether ICE immigration officers have been on their campus, and also a report on their newly launched campaign that's Protect Our Students. You might remember they launched this last December before President Trump took office. They'd expected that he would remove schools from the so-called safe locations, meaning that it would have been off limits for ICE immigration officers.
We remain steadfast in one essential truth. Every student, regardless of how they identify or where they come from, deserves to feel supported, safe, and inspired to come to school.
San Diego Unified joined districts across the state in expanding protections by refusing ICE access without a judicial warrant. We actually saw this play out at two LA elementary schools back in April, where Homeland Security officers left without an incident when they couldn't produce proper documentation. Carlo?
And Abby, so we touched on it at the top. What about here in San Diego? Has ICE actually tried to get on any campuses since the new federal policy took effect?
Carlo, like we reported, the school district says that since it's launched its campaign and since this federal policy has taken effect, they said that they've had 0 ICE officers on their campus. But, with that, there's been a demand for information. The district, the interim superintendent, updated us today. She said that there have been 10,000 visits to their webpage that they launched about Know Our Rights as well as protecting our students. They've had 10,000 visits. They've also released these red cards right here. There are these Know Your Rights and how to respond to an ICE officer if you encounter them. They've had trainings for their staff because oftentimes they're the ones that are on the front lines.
So you just mentioned training, Abby. What kind of training, and are they doing those trainings right now?
Yes, they said that they've had 4 trainings because oftentimes, they're the ones that'll be the line of contact for these ICE officers. And they say while they've had 0 contacts, they want their staff to be prepared on what to do, what should they legally do, who should they contact, and making sure that they are not allowed any further on campus without a judicial warrant.
And Abby, we're talking about on campus, ICE agents, immigration agents coming on campus, but do we know what kind of impact the situation overall has had? Do we know how many students at SD Unified have had contact with ICE off campus or have maybe had family members deported?
I asked the district that very question. When we're thinking about this, while there have been no officers on the campus, you have to wonder, well, what about off campus? And they say that they do not track the students' immigration status. They don't track if their parent has been deported. But, they want to be that comfort of support, offering resources. So they did tell me that their wellness department does provide those resources for students who may have had ICE at their home or if there was a family member in their home that was deported.
Abby Black reporting for